Ow! That guy needs to fucking die. I've hit him so many times. You're punching?
Welcome back everyone to what I think I'm going to be calling my Delve series. Today I got a pretty fun raid on my Barbarian from the most recent Dark and Darker playtest. So I'm just going to walk through the whole thing, talk about why I love the Barbarian, as I love every class, and go over a few things. So you see I'm running the Fear to make it easy to clear out the mobs, and I'm really getting used to this felling axe on the stairs, and I'm having a hard time taking out these spiders. Barbarian was a class I didn't play a ton of, but I had a lot of fun playing. And just, you know, two-tapping skeletons, you can see it has a lot of power in terms of damage. One of the classes that has been potentially called the most overpowered, and you're going to see the strength of the Barb in this particular run. So right now we're pretty early on. We're trying to find some PvP action, just trying to clear out mobs as fast as we can, and I'm just smashing down doors. I see that skeleton go down, and I notice this lonesome cleric. I chuck a few throwing axes and hit him with one there before we go into a little bit of a footsies back and forth. But with my cleric buff, I'm able to take him out with a single axe to the face. The classic move that so many people on the Discord and Reddit are complaining about. Do a little poke in, make sure that door isn't in my way. My friends love closing doors, and I'm of the opinion that doors are meant to be smashed down. So I just get it out of the way, don't have to worry about that one anymore, and pick up my floating throwing axe because, you know, I need to be able to throw that later. Looking around, my ranger friend says he hears somebody through the wall, so try to clear out some of the skeletons on the ground, clear out all these archers, make sure we can move through this area as quickly as possible. The Fear has such a short cooldown that I use it all the time. Now, we thought we heard steps in this direction, so I kind of paused for a second. I didn't want to wake that skeleton up right away in case they were pushing through. We decided they're not that close, so they're on the other side here. We think they're in split room. So I rush in, I open one door, I open the next door, I kind of just ignore all the mobs, and I see the people that we heard, and they were indeed in the split room, or at least this is what we call split room. My friends tell me, you're way up there all by yourself, friend. So I decide, yeah, you're probably right. I should kill all these little mobs. So I do that, and then kind of wait to push. There's an archer over there, I believe it's a fighter with a bow. So, kind of hang back, wait for my friend to start providing covering support, and then I decide to push over. I use my Fear, because even though it doesn't necessarily fear the enemy, it does give them a 25% damage reduction. So I fear them, and then I run in, one's opening the door, two tap on the fighter, I just push in on this one. My friends are now getting pushed from the back. And after killing these two, I'm pretty low. My cleric's healing me. My ranger's letting us know, yeah, there's another team coming, by the way. So we're just gonna push in here. And then I see at the bottom, oh, there's another team down here, by the way. So we decide to push in, take out this team, and then we'll worry about the team behind us potentially later. All I have is one throwing axe. I took a shot at that ranger who is standing still, and I'm not sure. Should I go down? Should I wait here? I'm like, I only see two of them. Oh, there is three. Never mind. And I just absolutely whiff on this rogue, and I'm pretty frustrated there. I almost catch the heal from the cleric, but you know, this is what makes the Barb so powerful. It's so forgiving. He's hit me so many times, and I only need to hit him once, and that's it. I do have some nice buffs. Unfortunately, our friend goes down. I was getting a lot of support from the cleric, and as a result, our ranger goes down. And now we have this hilarious foot chase where we have a cleric and a barbarian trying to catch a ranger. But as you can see, we both employ the X strategy of putting our weapons away, and we just punch the ranger to death. So if you're ever trying to chase down a ranger and you're out of throwing weapons, that's a strategy you can take advantage of. And so now we're going to talk a little bit about just the Barbarian in general. Obviously, a very strong class. We're rezzing our friend, and this is going to be a little bit of a campfire, so we have some time to chat. I'm not going to cut out the video, just let you watch the whole raid here. Obviously, the Barbarian does a ton of damage up close and is very tanky, and I think this is, you know, core to the Barbarian fantasy, the class fantasy. They're meant to be sort of this tough berserker that gets in there, and it needs to both do damage and be tanky, but it can feel a little bit punishing, and I think partly it comes from the Barbarian's ability to do so much damage with axes. That plus 10 damage from axe specialization, combined with the absolutely massive physical damage bonus that Barbarians get for just having so much default strength, means that damage adds to the base, which then gets multiplied by your physical power bonus, which is something around 20% baseline. And that means the Barbarians, even with gray weapons, are, you know, taking out enemies in 1 or 2 headshots. With, you know, proper gear, purples and blues, with plus physical weapon damage on all your pieces, Barbarian gets to the point where it's going to kill most things in 1 or 2 shots, except for a properly defended out fighter that's going to be able to tank some of that physical damage. But this is still early access, not even early access. This is still, you know, alpha playtest, so I think there's an opportunity for some balancing to be made, but nevertheless, as they are sort of intended to be in terms of class balance, the Barbarian absolutely fulfills that role of, you know, brawler that just gets in there smashing down doors, and it's incredibly fun to play. So we finally get our friend up and we heal, give him a survival kit, and we're still, you know, picking through the loot. You might be shaking your head at my looting here, as, you know, we've wiped multiple teams and my inventory is filled with garbage. I literally am taking like padded cloaks and this windless crossbow that is worth nothing. And our cleric is at the top and he says, "There's another team incoming." That other team is finally pushed across. Luckily, they gave us enough time to heal up, so I pop a protection potion, pull out my axe, and then decide to engage. I jump up on the railing here, and I use my sprint so I can get behind this pillar to dodge that first hit, get behind this pillar, dodge the next one, and then I just push forward. Once again, I'm fearing to give them a debuff. You'll notice he's all glowy, and he doesn't hit me very hard. I close the door here so I can bandage and wait for my teammate to kind of engage. I actually crouch there and dodge my cleric's heal, but I just didn't want to get somehow sniped through the hole in the door. I'm anticipating a trap, which there was one, so letting my cleric get everybody buffed up, I let my ranger go through. I don't really know why that happened, but it did. It was fine. He kills the fighter, and then this ranger comes in with a spear instead of his bow, and he dies too, so hooray. And just start smashing doors once again. I want to make sure I have clear sight lines, there's nobody else coming. At this point, though, I'm fairly confident that we've wiped the entire lobby pretty well with those 3 team fights back to back. So, you know, feeling much more confident with my ability to kill spiders, I'm finally realizing I have a white padded tunic and this stupid crossbow, and I go back and, you know, grab some slightly better loot. I'm just putting on random gear without even realizing it's significantly worse than what I'm wearing, but eventually I figure it out. And yeah, the Barbarian is incredibly fun. I think Smash is almost a mandatory perk in terms of fulfilling the class fantasy, just breaking down doors. And then obviously the axe specialization for that plus 10 damage just does so much work in terms of making the Barbarian an absolute powerhouse. There is a little bit of flexibility in some of the other abilities you can run, and even in some of the actives in terms of the shouts, but I'm a big fan of the fear and a big fan of the speed boost. Because I want to be able to close the gap, and anything that'll help me survive longer by reducing my enemy's damage or just getting those PvE enemies out of the way is great. So yeah, love the Barb. Thanks for watching.